Hey, everybody. How is everybody doing out there tonight? It's Saturday, so that means it's Saturday Night Live with Survival Preparedness for Beginners. Thank you for all being here. I do appreciate it. All right. Let's see here. Make sure everybody can hear me. So please give me a number one if everybody can hear me and everything sounds good. We had a few technical issues last week, so I'm trying to make sure we're not going down that route again. Hopefully, the camera doesn't go out again and all that kind of good stuff. We're past all that now. All right, I'm getting number ones. All right, now let's try something a little different here. Let's have everybody say hello and where you are from. What state? All right, I see all my moderators are here. Coffee Person Speak, JT, Jan. Let's see here. I didn't see Cassie yet. She usually rolls in a little after. All right. So where's everybody from? Let's see here. Everybody, we got North Carolina, New York, Mass. Let's see. We got Jan's from Mass, Coffee First from New York. Papa's Farm, North Carolina. Ooh, Oregon. How you doing, KR? Pitbulls from Florida. Robin's from Kentucky. Let's see who else is in here. Tennessee. I like to take some time sometimes and just make sure that everybody knows that I appreciate everybody being here. And we see where everybody is from, which is really cool because people are from all over the country. We got North Carolina, Carol. Lefty Lisa's from Pennsylvania. Utah, Melvin Jessup. Massachusetts, Nikki. Let's see here. Hey, Cassie's here. Cassie's in the house. Thank you, Cassie, for being here. I really do appreciate it. Check your email. I sent you something. JT is here. I know JT's from Florida because she lives not too far from me. Sherry's from Colorado. We got a Memphis, Tennessee. Deborah's here. Little Lone Prepper from North Carolina. Somebody else from Florida here. We got Lori is here from Florida. Minnesota, Dale. And cold. It's been kind of cool and chilly down here in Florida too. I mean, the weather has been it's been really strange down here, folks. I tell you what, if something isn't going on, I don't know what is. But we tied an all-time high record not too long ago, and was 102 years old. And right now we should be in our really cool cold season and all that. Rockamoss is from Indiana. Let's see here. Jill from Washington. Gillette from Chicago. Miss Rev, Debbie, hello from New Jersey. Let's see here. People are popping in so quick here. I keep losing my spot. Cassie's from Vermont. WTH, I'm taking it you're from Great Britain. We have Dale from Illinois. We have Daniel 145 from Arizona. And we have Rose, from the Great Smoky Mountains, Gatlinburg. Oh, that's a beautiful place. I haven't been there in years. We used to go there on vacation when I was younger. And it was loved the Great Smoky Mountains, especially Gatlinburg and that whole area. That was really, really nice up there. We got Jim's from Virginia. Buddy is from Vegas. Alabama, Kathy. Let's see here. Princess is here from Portland, Oregon. Southern Kentucky. Stacy's from Southern Kentucky. We have Buddy says, nice shirt. Thank you very much. I like to wear some colorful stuff once in a while because I live in Florida. I have a lot of my Florida shirts. So, it is what it is. Hey, Mo, how you doing? Nice to have you here. Sisters of Light is from Charlotte, North Carolina. Jill's from San Diego. Hope everything out there is going just well. JT, oh, you're funny, JT. Down the road from Charleston, Florida. Yes, you are. Um, let's see. Tony's from Alabama. Let's see here. We'll get a few more here and we're going to get going here. Looks like that's about Don. Florida is strange. Yes, it definitely is. I will totally agree there. There's just so much stuff that's going on. Jan from Northeast Pennsylvania. Rakamas says, we are getting ready to get real cold this coming week. Yeah, there's a series of low pressure systems that are going to be coming across the country. One is going to go just to the north of Florida here on Sunday into Monday. We're not really supposed to get any rain or anything, but I think parts of Mississippi and Georgia and right up to the Carolinas and stuff, I think they're going to get some of this, and it's all going to move into the Northeast and turn into one big mess. But you know how that is. Bob's here, 67's here. Baby's from Indiana. Another person from New York, Jacqueline Taylor. How you doing? Let's see here. All right, folks. Thank you very much for tuning in tonight. I'd like to also welcome all the YouTube fans, Facebook fans, and everybody else to Survival Preparedness for Beginners. And as I did say, welcome to all my moderators and all the members and everything else. I really do appreciate everything that you all have been doing for this channel. Now, tonight's live stream is on a really serious topic, and we really need to be paying attention to what is going on. Now, I don't know if a lot of you have been paying attention to a lot of the news and stuff, as far as what has been taking place. There has been a agreed transaction that is going to be being made from our government to Ukraine. And that was the 31 tanks that we're going to be building and sending over to Russia. I mean, to Ukraine. And Russia is not happy about this either. And Germany is also sending some of their tanks now, too. Now, we are building these tanks at a cost of $310 million. We are going into more and more debt. Now, the feds have come out and said that this time around, it looks like they're only going to be raising the interest rate 0.25%, because they say and believe that everything is slowing down and things are starting to, calm down and everything else. Have you guys been to the grocery store lately? It's heartbreaking, isn't it? I just went on and did a Walmart order just before I came on here for my live stream. And I usually order the 2-pack, the 18-pack of eggs from Walmart. And those bad boys now are up to almost $15 for 2 18-packs. One 18-pack is $8 and change. I couldn't even order bananas. They had none available. They had quite a few different vegetables not available. Now, I haven't been into the store to see what is going on, but I'm not able to even place the order online. Makes one think. We also have to be really paying attention. I think a big thing we have to pay attention to is we are getting ourselves into a hornet's nest here with this whole Ukraine deal and how much we have been putting into this war and what we've been sending. Because I think it's really starting to really tick off Russia. All right. I think Putin's really starting to get really ticked off here. And in the state of mind that this madman is in, it wouldn't be surprising if he tries to pull some shady stuff, if you get what I'm saying. Now, I'm not talking about nuclear war or anything. I don't think he would go that far at this point. But I think that something is in the works because if you really want to sit back and look at it from a war perspective, okay, we have given them all types of military aid from guns, ammo, tanks. Now they're talking about sending F-16 planes over because we have a stockpile of those. All right. And we have everything else over there. We sent them the air defense systems. All right. We brought them over here and trained them on how to use these air defense systems. And why is hard times ahead? I think that what you're going to see is I think you're going to see a lot more cyber attacks being done. I think that's going to be the route that we're going to be going. Not to mention, they're already sending out their spy ships. One actually right now is setting off the coast of Hawaii as we speak, and it's being monitored by the uh, military. We don't know what this is going to really entail. We're pushing buttons that at this point, I think we should be kind of laying back on. We're spending money foolishly in the given state of our own economy. We're turning around, and what is really taking place, I do not believe that Biden is really running this country anymore. I think he's a puppet on a string. He's doing what he's told. He says what he is told to say, and that is it. Let's face it, the man isn't really up to par to handle these situations. I don't think his mind is fast enough to process a lot of this information and then get it all back out. So, who is really running this country? And at this point, whoever it is running it in the ground. Because you see, you and me, we both sit back and we go to work, we do our jobs, we get our paychecks, we pay our bills, and you used to be able to start putting money in savings and everything else. We just can't do it anymore. A lot of people can't do that anymore. A lot of people get their paychecks, go to pay their bills, and there's not enough to go around because you have rent prices. I saw a sign, I took a picture. It'll be in one of my videos, but I took a picture Friday night on my way home. Studio apartment, $650 a month, rent to own. You pay maintenance and you all utilities. Now, a studio apartment, if I'm not right, is a one-room apartment. It's one room, and then you're gonna pay $650 a month. Plus, you have to pay your own utilities and any maintenance fees. $650 for a room. I was sitting here thinking, I got quite a few rooms in this house. I could make a lot of money. I mean, think about it. I have new apartments that are going up on my route where I work. And they're starting these off 2 bedroom at $1,850 a month. 2 bedroom, 1,100 square feet. I mean, it's the times we live in. These hard times that are going to be coming are just the tip of the iceberg, folks. And I want people to be really aware. We have gas prices. Now, I went on today. I went on today and I was doing some research and stuff, and I looked up Gas Buddy online because I know they always put out these reports and stuff. So I found where they put out their yearly report, what they believe the gas prices are going to be and where we're going to be at and stuff. And they put this out on December 28th, their predictions for this coming year, which I must say they have already blown that one. And they might as well just trash that web page and try again because right now they're saying that our average gas price should be like $3.04 is what they were predicting. Well, whoever was predicting their gas prices was way off because the national average right now is what, 345. I know here around where I live it's like 350, 359, somewhere in that area. I paid 359 on what was it, Tuesday night. I stopped and filled my car up and it was 359 a gallon, and it had jumped 20 cents since that morning. Something told me to fill it up that morning and I didn't do it, and I paid the price. I got to pay me 20 cents more a gallon. So, we're up to 359. Some areas, it's a lot higher, especially like out in California and stuff, they're always paying top dollar. So there's another issue. These analysts have said that they predict that we're going to be at $4 by the summertime. Well, the way that everything's going right now, we're going to be at $4 by February 1st. I mean, it seems like each week it goes up 15, 20 cents, We'll be pretty close. But it's cutting into everybody. It's cutting into the money you got coming in. Now, I was thinking about that. Now, if they're saying that it's going to be up to $4 a gallon by summertime, because let's face it, folks, they really want to get us when you are wanting to travel, especially if you have kids. Okay. Summertime rolls around, you want to go on vacation, you want to take the kids, you want to go to the Great Smoky Mountains, you want to go to Disney World, you want to go to St. Louis, you want to see the Arch, you want to go to New York City or whatever. Right? They're trying to make it to where you're not going to be able to afford to do anything because the prices with the inflation and everything else, by the time that you pay the gas to drive to these places, forget flying because if you have a family of four, forget it. It's going to cost you $2,000-$3,000 at this point in time in the game. Then you got to have hotel or motel or wherever you want to stay. Then if you're going to a theme park or something like that, like if you're coming to Disney World, well, you might want to take a loan out of the bank because it costs you an arm and a leg to get in there. All right. Old man Walt has already rolled over in his grave and fell out, if you want to really get what I'm saying. It's no longer affordable for all families, if you get what I'm saying. And then you have to figure in the factor of food. Now, yeah, you can, if you rent a place and it has a kitchen, you can go to the store and buy your food and everything else. But food prices, no matter where you go, are through the roof. And if you go out to eat, you're paying even more because we all know it costs you more if you're going to go out to eat. Everybody's had to raise their prices and everything else is, well, it's just not feasible to have recreational time with your family anymore. These hard times are going to make people realize that what they had before is a lot better than what we have now. And is it all Biden's fault? No. Is it all anybody's fault? No, but it's the decisions that are being made by any given administration, past, present, whatever, on what has been taking place and where we are at this point. Now, yes, I do realize that with the whole pandemic of 2020, they spent a lot of money trying to help out the American people, the small businesses, and all this other different kind of stuff. But now it's all coming out in the wars. How many people took advantage of this, and the government's going after them to get the money back because they owe them thousands and thousands of dollars because they shouldn't have took what they had taken. And it's a big ripple effect. Everybody sees dollar signs, and that's all they're really worried about. The hard times are going to come to the real American people that have to deal with the situation of deciding of what they're going to do and what they're going to pay and what they're not going to pay. Now, obviously, your number one thing is you got to have a roof over your head, right? You have to have food on the table. But you also have to have a car so you can get back and forth to work to pay for, the roof and the food that you need to put on a table for you and your family. Which brings me to the prices of food. Now, they have come out, a lot of different people have come out and said that they don't believe that the food prices will ease off until 2024, being based on, now this is the important key, being based on whether or not what type of growing seasons we have in this country, in Europe, and other countries throughout the world. It's all being based on how much is being produced. Now, we're still in that situation with the fertilizer. That didn't go away. It's just wintertime and nobody's heard anything about it. There's so much stuff that's on TV right now, and um, I'm not going to get into what's on TV right now, but that's all they're talking about. Nobody is talking about, they don't even bring up the serious issues or anything else. They don't bring up the fact that people are not being able to pay their bills. They don't bring up the fact of not being able to put food on the table. They don't really talk about how these food banks don't have enough food to go around anymore. When some of these food banks used to have an abundance of food that they could help out a lot of different people, different ethnic groups, different people, the whole nine yards. They can't do that anymore. They have to limit. Some people are being turned away because it's not there. They're not getting the donations like they used to get. They're not getting what they need to help out. I don't want to use the word less fortunate. I want to use out I'm going to use the word working class person. Okay. Because there's a lot of working class people out there that they go to work and they ain't got a pot to piss in. If you really understand what I'm saying. Now, we have right now over what? 30 some odd trillion dollars in debt. Now, we have the Republicans that took over Congress, and um, up to this point, they really haven't done much besides going after Biden. Now, if they want to go after Biden, whatever. But here's my problem. Here's my issue with it. There's too many American people that are sitting out here suffering. They can't make ends meet. They can't put food on the table. They can't afford to even go to work because they can't afford the gas. And what's being done? What's being put forth to really get this in check? Now, yes, they all have their little things that they like to talk about, and this is what we want to do, and this is what we're going to be pushing through, and everything else. You know what? Enough with the talking. We want to see something. Show us. Show us what you want to do. All right. You got your chance. Here you go. And then let it fall back on the president if he wants to veto it or whatever else, or the Senate or any of these. But is there any reason why, when it comes down to the American people, now this is what I just don't understand. When it comes down to the American people and what is taking place, these hard times that I'm talking about, we've been throughout history. All right. We had the Great Depression from 1929 to 1939. 10 years. 10 years it took them to get us out of that. You think they would have learned something by then? Yes, they started up a bunch of different agencies and everything else to help, feed the people and all this kind of stuff and get people back to work and this kind. But it took 10 years for us to get out of that. I mean, hello. Is that what we're going to be going through now? It's going to take us another 10 years. So we're looking at what, 2033 before we can get back to somewhat normal? I just I don't understand it, folks. This is what scares me. All these politicians and stuff, none of them want to work together. They all want it their way, and that's just how it is. Period. It's either my way or the highway. And it doesn't work that way. What needs to be done is it needs to be bipartisan. These people need to put their differences aside or whatever else, you know what I'm saying? And it's like a football team, all right? You're going to go play the Super Bowl. Is one guy going to win it for you? No, it's a team effort, right? I'm trying to put this in layman's terms so everybody understands where I'm coming from. So, if we take it as a team effort and everybody gets on board and we all sit back and say, you know what? The American people have suffered enough. Where can we cut money from? Which I can already tell you where I'd start, and it starts with a U. Where can we cut money from? What kind of programs can we start rolling out to try to make a difference in our economy, to try to bring jobs back to this country? Wait, what I say? Bring jobs back to this country? Oh my God. Oh, I'm sorry. I messed up there. We're not allowed to do that anymore. Biden just shut down that 225,000 acres out there in Minnesota, and that's all part of his Green New Deal. But we shut it down. So now they're not mining for the copper and all the different minerals that they need to make all these batteries, windmills, solar panels, and all this kind of stuff that we want for our quote Green New Deal. It's costing us billions and billions and trillions of dollars here. We're going to import all that stuff. We don't need to do it ourselves. What was I thinking? See what I'm saying, folks? Now we're going to import more. We're already importing, in case you didn't know, $2.8 trillion worth of goods and services per year. We are the largest importer of anything because we don't make it here. Maybe if we started making a lot of these different types of goods and stuff for all this quote Green New Deal, and we started making it and manufacturing it all right here in this country. Wow, let's see here. We're going to generate jobs. We're going to generate income. You're going to generate taxes because they get their cut right off the top before we even get to touch the paycheck or the money. And it helps out everybody. People could have good jobs. People could have health care. People could make a decent living. But we don't want that. Let's just shut it all down. Yep, 225,000 acres. 88% of the world's copper and all these different types of minerals and things that are out there in Minnesota. Yep, we just closed it down. Why? Does anybody ask why anymore? These people do whatever they want. They get away with whatever they want to do. And nobody is really sitting back saying, why? Why are you doing this? You would think his own party would be like, wait a minute, we need all that kind of stuff to do what we want to do. Are you kidding me? You see, they're making these hard times ahead even harder for a lot of us. Some of the things that are out there that's going on with this country is just ridiculous. It can be stopped. I mean, when you really sit back and you think about what you and your family are going to have to go through in the next 12 months, are you prepared? Do you have a plan? What happens if you are one of these people that lose your job. Look at all these companies that are already laying off people. Certain companies are closing stores by the hundreds. They're dropping like flies. Where are you going to work now? Maybe you live in a small town. Maybe that was the only place that you had you could really work to make a decent living. What do? You can't really afford to move because you have to have first. A lot of places now is first, last, and security. So that's 3 months. Let's say it's $2,000 for you to move into the place. That's $6,000. Think about this. Then you have all these different companies now. You just had Walmart. They raised their supposedly quote minimum wage, starting wage to $17.50 an hour. And I bet that killed them. These multi-billion-dollar companies, they don't like reaching into their pocketbook because it's taking money away from them. I mean, they want to make sure that they're, we have the most. We don't care about the little guy. It's all about what we have in the bank. What's in our back pocket? Really? It's about it's about the dollar bill. They don't care. What do they care about? They don't care about you or me or anybody else. We're just a number. That's all we are anymore. The days of those employers really sitting back and taking a hard look at what is really going on is just incredible. Now, what I really would like to know is how many of these huge companies and the CEOs and all the top executives that they have to have, then all those top executives have to have the top secretaries. And then those secretaries have to have other secretaries because they can't do all the work that all these people want. So you have this whole conglomerate of people that are probably all making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. Now, these CEOs, they pay themselves. They give themselves stock. They get astronomical amount of vacation time. They make a couple of appearances a year, probably in front of a television camera, make themselves look good, feed us some type of a little bullshit story about what they're going to be doing for their employees or what they're going to be doing to try to save the economy or generate jobs and everything else, when in the end, it's always just the opposite. It's okay. How many do we have to cut now so that we can make sure that, I mean, we're just, um, we got too much money going out here. So let's just say they're going to hire more people. They're going to pay them the $17.50 an hour at Walmart, right? Where's the hard times come in? Because when they hire these people, what's going to happen is, anybody new coming in, they're going to give them $17.50 an hour. They're just going to be hiring a lot less of them. They're going to be doing even more work for that $17.50 an hour. That's how that system works. All right. They're not going to be hiring the same amount of employees that they wanted to hire to begin with because they're not going to be paying those astronomical prices on top of probably maybe healthcare or something like that. What people need to realize is with the given situation of what is going on. And I really do believe that a lot of these big corporations could help out their employees and still turn a profit. They just wouldn't have as much profit at the end of the year, but they would have better, more dedicated employees. They would have employees that wanted to come to work. They would have employees that would stand behind the company and try to do exactly what it is, whatever company they work for, to try to make it prosperous, grow, and everything else. Instead of putting more pressure and work on the individual employee. These hard times that are ahead is something that we all really need to be paying attention to. And if you want to know why you need to be prepping, I just explained it to you. There's so much stuff that is going on in this world. We probably could sit here for 24 hours on a live stream, minus a couple of pee breaks. And we probably could discuss all different types of scenarios, actions that are being taken, and everything else. Because let's face it, folks, they have an agenda. Their agenda is they want a one rule system with one rule world money. They're working on it. They're trying to get there. Might take them some time because right now, what's really hurting them is the state of the economy of the world. China ain't doing too well. The United States ain't doing too well. So there's your two big powerhouses. And then we have that little thing that's going on over there between Ukraine and Russia. And it's just kind of throwing a little wrench in the whole situation, if you get what I'm saying. Because nobody knows what is going to happen next. And I have a bad feeling if these tanks start rolling in there, they start giving them F-16 planes, I think it's going to escalate this war to a whole nother level. And let's face it, folks, basically, we're fighting this war right now without boots on the ground. They have everything else except for our men and women in uniform. Really. So what do we need to do? We need to be coming up with a plan, some way that we can do and put away food. I did my $10 a week videos to show you what you can get. This coming video that's going to be coming out this coming Friday night shows you what you're going to end up with for $40. $10 a week. Now, I had a lot of people that chimed in on that video, and they all stated that, hey, I've been doing 20. I did $10 because I kind of figured that most people could spare $10 a week. Forget the Starbucks coffee one day. There you go. You got $10. You know what I'm saying? I mean, most people could do that. And before this goes away, I just want to do this real quick. Thank you very much, above my pay grade. Thank you for that super chat. I really do appreciate it. I am a United States Air Force survival instructor here. Have a YouTube channel called Above My Pay Grade. Would love to do an interview with you sometime. That's fine. Hey, if you want, email me and maybe we can set something up. My email is in any of the descriptions of any video. If not, it's survivalpreparedness69@gmail.com. I'll be putting that up here shortly, so stick around. But thank you for the super chat. I really do appreciate that. And I just wanted to get that, folks, before it goes off my screen, because it goes off and then I can't see it anymore. What I really would like people to think about is being prepared, putting away the food, trying to make sure that you have a good first aid kit. Also trying to make sure that if you do have a bug out location. Now, when I say bug out location, I'm not talking about some place you're going to go hide in the woods. All right. Your bug out location, that is what a prepper calls a other location rather than your home. Your bug out location could be your mother and father's house, could be your grandparents' house, could be your brother's house, your sister's house, a cousin's house, whatever it is. Make sure that you are diversifying your preps and the whole situation. as far as everything, not just food, all your supplies and everything else, and make sure you have a little bit there. So if it's your parents' house, ask them if you put something in the basement or, a spare room. Same with any of your siblings, a best friend, whoever it may be, wherever you may be going. So this way here, if you do have to go to that area, you already have stuff there. It's not so much a thing of you have to grab everything from your home and try to get it out of there because maybe you won't have time. It's like I have explained before in the fires 2 years ago in California when they showed the guy running into his burning house to grab clothes. And I think he had chips and stuff in his arms. He's running out. The back of his house is on fire. He's running in the front trying to grab stuff to throw it in his car with his family in the car and get away. No, that is just idiotic. That's where a plan and being prepared comes in handy. You have an emergency backpack. You have an emergency 72-hour kit with food. You have a first aid kit ready to go in a backpack type deal, like what I have here that I've done videos on. You have all these things all set and ready. So this way here, you grab those things out the door. Once you walk out the door, you're not going back in. You grab those things out that door, boom, in your vehicle and get out of Dodge. That's how it works. Time is of the essence. And I've talked about that several times on a lot of my videos because that was just stupid. Luckily, the guy finally got to get out of there with his family and stuff. And I'm guessing they survived. They drove off and the camera crew was still there, but he was gone. But the fact of the matter is, do you want to be running back inside of a burning building? Or if it is um, you know, God forbid that it would be anything to do with the big bombs or anything else, you know, it's not something you really want to be playing around with. If you got to get out of your area and you're told to leave because it ain't going to be pretty, uh, you need to be able to go on a moment's notice. I mean, what is the one thing that you really need to work on? You need to ask yourself a few questions to make sure that you're trying to stay ahead of these hard times that are coming. Are you able to put away any money for a rainy day fund just on the chance that maybe if you do lose your job, you get sick or something like that? Are you trying your best to try to make sure that you are putting away a few extra canned goods in your cupboard per week? And I get it. People don't want to be called preppers and everything else. But in this day and age, you know what? You don't worry about what people are saying. You don't worry about what people want to call you or anything else. The name of the game is you being prepared for your family, period. Whether people like it, they don't like it, it doesn't matter. Because in the end, you're the one that's going to be responsible for your family, period. That's just how this works. It doesn't matter what um, John says down the street or what Kathy's saying on Facebook or any of this kind of stuff. That doesn't matter. In the times we live in right now, none of that matters anymore, folks. It really doesn't. Social media, don't even worry about it. It's like being in school. Just tell them well, I can't really say what I wanted to say because you know, but you get what I'm saying. I mean, you can read between the line here, folks. We're all adults, right? I mean, we really have to sit back and think about our families and how we're going to get around this huge influx of the hard times that are coming between the high interest rates, because the interest rates are still up there. They're going to raise them another 0.25%. High gas prices. They're saying it's going to be $4 a gallon. I bet you it's $4 a gallon by the end of February. High fuel and energy costs. Those are all going up as we speak. It's just a fact of life. Everybody wants a piece of the pie. It's costing everybody more. They're going to charge you more, plus tack on a little bit to put in their pocket. That's how this is all working. It's being same with the food prices and everything else. Now they keep saying, egg prices are going to start coming down. Well, when? Because they just keep going up. I can sit here and tell you egg prices are going to drop tomorrow. and they'll probably go up another 10 cents. A lot of people are really starting to realize the importance of being self sufficient. And that is a big realm that we're not going to get into tonight because there is a lot that you could be talking about with being self sufficient. I wish I was more self sufficient. I know how to do a lot of things, I just don't have the room to do it. You see, that's one problem that I have. I don't have the room to do a lot of the things that I do know how to do. Now, I don't know how to do everything, but you know what? That's why you learn. It always pays to remember you can learn something or you will learn something new every day if you pay attention to what is going on around you. Whether it be you learn that, you know, you could do this way, or you could make this way, or whatever. Everybody can learn something new every day if you are paying attention. Now, there are a lot of people that they really don't pay attention much anymore. They go with the flow. Everything is all fine and dandy, and everything's going to be just fine. The government's taking care of everything. I ain't got a care in the world. I drive a brand new Lexus, and I live in a $500,000 home. You see, when it rolls down to the shit hitting the fan, it doesn't really care what kind of house you live in. It doesn't really care how much money you have, because at some point the money is going to be worthless. It doesn't care what you're driving. What it cares about is if you can survive. You can have all the money in the world, folks, but if you don't have the knowledge and the willpower to survive, you ain't going to make it. Knowledge is key. That's why I do a lot of the different videos and stuff that I do, and I talk about some of the things and stuff. And yeah, so maybe they don't get a lot of views, but still, maybe it helped out that one person. And for me, that's important because there's that one person that needed to hear that video, that needed to wanted the knowledge so they could be prepared. That's why I have a lot of different videos on a lot of different things. And if I ever get my way and I can get back up north and stuff, there's going to be a lot of different videos. Some of you may not like them, some of them you may, but there's more to what we do as preppers on a daily basis. And gaining more knowledge can never hurt any of us. Let me repeat that. Gaining more knowledge can never hurt any of us. You can't think that you know how to do everything and you know it all, because you don't. Maybe I hurt some feelings. Sorry, but it's the truth. When push comes to shove, you have to rely and fall back on other people. Maybe it's your wife, maybe it's your husband, maybe it's a family member, a close friend, whatever. Could be a book, could be an app that you can use on your phone in an emergency situation. It could be just about anything. But that is why we have to work together to weather these hard times that are coming. Do you agree? Give me a number one if you all agree. If you agree, give me a number one. That what we are doing right now is going to make a difference later on down the road. It is. It totally will make a difference. I don't care if you do, or if you're just putting up my $10 a week challenge. If you're just doing 10 bucks a week, you're putting something up. That's the whole point of the game here, folks. You can physically afford to do it. And you're putting food away. And guess what? After a few months of doing this, you're going to have one heck of a stockpile. for only spending $10 a week. Now we have to factor in, are these prices going to stay where they're at? That is a huge factor because that is something I can't answer. That is something that's out of my control. As of right now, you will be putting away quite a bit of food for you and your family. Now, as obviously, if prices go through the roof, if something happens majorly and everything falls apart, things are going to be a lot different. That's why you need to get on the bandwagon now and start doing your basic preps. Start doing some planning. Plan out, like I was saying, where your bug out location could be. Like I said, wherever you're going to go in case of emergency. Plan out, what kind of foods do I have? What can I make with them? And try it out. If you have gear of any kind, try it out now. If you have a Coleman stove, if you have a Camp Chef oven, if you have these type of things and you haven't got it out of the box yet, get it out, fire it up, learn how to use it. Because cooking on a Coleman stove is a little different than cooking on your gas stove. But you have more control with your gas stove than you do with the Coleman stove. Yes, it's gas, you can regulate it and everything else. But sometimes it's a smaller burner. Whereas on a gas regular kitchen stove, the burners are a little bit bigger, in which the flame is put out a little bit more. So you don't have that one hot spot right in the center of your pan. So you have to figure out how to use these stoves so you don't burn your hard-earned food. I would highly suggest everybody have at least one cast iron frying pan because with a cast iron frying pan, you can cook on anything. You can cook on your barbecue grill. You can cook on your gas camping stove, your Coleman camping stove, your Camp Chef. You can cook in your house on your regular stove. You can cook in the RV on that stove. And ladies and gentlemen, you can cook on a fire. Throw that bad boy right on there and get yourself some hot coals. And guess what? That good old cast iron frying pan or Dutch oven is going to be your friend in an emergency situation. Trust me. I have one that is probably about 75 years old. Still works good to this day. It's been passed down through my family. So, in conclusion, these hard times are going to be hard. But us as preppers, it won't be as hard as the non-preppers. And I feel bad because there's going to be a lot of people that are going to suffer. And they don't have to. But as I have said, the choice is yours. I can give you the information. I can give you the knowledge through my live streams, through my videos, through other means. I have a podcast, all these different things I can do. But in the end, I am not the one that is making the decisions for you. You all have to make the decisions to make sure you are doing what you can. You're taking a little bit of the knowledge that I give you. Now, like I said, I don't know everything. And that's why this community is really good because a lot of people chime in and they talk about things that they've done or they do or whatever. And people get to see the other side of some of these stories and what other ways that people do things, which is great. That's what we need. The more you people engage on the videos, in the comments, and everything else, you have to realize you could be helping somebody out. Because I sometimes don't have enough time in a video to cover all the different basics. You, as a subscriber or just a viewer, when you comment and you put a good comment in there, people read them. You can look for them. A lot of times it's the ones that have all the likes and it's at the very top of the screen. This way here, you watch what I was talking about, then you see where somebody added, as I call it, their 2 cents worth, which now just gives you even more knowledge on maybe something that you were looking for. And that's how everybody in this community can help a lot of people that are on the fence. They don't know which way they want to go. It's very important. It's very important for people to really heed the warnings and pay attention to what is really going on and really understand that in the end game, my whole perspective of survival preparedness for beginners is to make sure that you and your family don't have to go down the road of hard knocks and to try to give you the knowledge and the willpower to do it. Take the initiative and do it. And then everybody else helps by commenting on the videos and everything else. And it gives you even more knowledge to put in your little toolbox right up here so that you will be prepared when the time comes. All right, I'm going to jump over to the comment section real quick because I know we're running pretty close on time here. I want to make sure that everybody understands. If you got any kind of questions or anything, please put them in all caps and everything else, and I'll try to get to them. And I really do appreciate that everybody is here, and I really appreciate everybody for supporting this channel. Just wanted to say that really quick. Let me jump over here and let's see what's going on because I just saw one go by and I want to catch it before it goes anywhere. Lorraine says, remember, one is none, two is one. Also, redundancy. There is no stopping and prepping. Very, very well said, Lorraine. I do highly agree. We are always, there's always something you can do. There's always something you can top off. You can always do something more. You can learn more. You don't necessarily have to buy more, but you can gain more knowledge. So in the long run, what takes place in that time period is with what you already have, say over here in this pile, and you just gain more knowledge on what you can do with that pile. Now, you just branched out even more. You follow me? Things are really getting tough. So we have to sometimes think outside the box. That's what we do as preppers. You have to be able to adapt and conquer. That's what a prepper does. He is constantly thinking of ways to overcome. Savannah hits, folks, hit the like button. Thank you very much. Yes, everybody hit that like button before you leave tonight. I would really appreciate that. Philip Perkins, remember to rotate stock also. Nearest expiration dates towards the front of the line. Yes, that is very, very important. Lori says, what's the best way to clean up used blue food grade barrels for water storage? I would I would clean them with bleach myself and rinse them really, really well. And then you have to make sure that they're really, really dry and everything. And I would have some way to, okay, if you're going to store the water in the barrels, when it comes out, I would still filter the water because you don't know if something could get in there or somebody opened it. You have no idea. So if you have a water filtration system or something and a spigot on the side, which you can install very easy. I mean, it's very easy to do. There's tons of YouTube videos out there. And this way you can pour the water out, pour it into your container, filter it out, and you should be good to go. Let's see here. Check that video you had about a bug bucket. I made 4 of them for my family members. Hope they will use it. It's very simple to do, to make your own. I mean, I'm just saying it's very, very simple to do. And you can make your own 72-hour food kit and you put in it what you like and everything else, and you're good to go. Hey, Johnny, nice to see you. Can you bake bread on a Coleman Camping stove? You would have to come up with some way to get it on indirect heat. If you can come up with a way to do that, they do make ovens that will set on top of a Coleman stove so that you could bake. Um, those used to run about $39, $49. Now I think they're probably pushing about 69 or 7. I haven't looked at them in quite a while, but that is also an option. But if you can make some way to make like a tent that goes over the top of that, so you can have the bread on one side, the heat source on the other, you got the indirect heat, you should be good to go. You just have to be very careful if you're doing it on the heat, because it would probably burn, unless you could set up some type of a two-pot system to where you almost do like if you want to call it like a slow boil, and you use the steam and the heat from that, and you could try that. These are things that you'd want to try out before SHTF, if you get what I'm saying. Because it is a possibility. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I would have to try it myself and see, but I'm just trying to think outside the box here real quick and come up with an answer here. Trying the double, like, boiler type might work. I don't know. It's something we'd have to try out and see how that would really pan out. All right, so chlorine breach, that's what we did in the corpse. There you go. Speed for hire. Thank you very much. Let's see. Someone says 237 people watching and only 36 click the like button. Everybody hit that like button. Baking soda is what we cleaned our 350-gallon container with. Yeah. I mean, baking soda has so many different things that it will do. It is just unreal, I tell you. Let's see here. Blue Collar Prepper says, okay, good to know. I have 3 Dutch ovens, 3 skillets, and then I bought this 22-inch cast iron skillet with a 30-inch handle. You want to talk about cooking some kick-ass meals for a lot of people. Exactly. What about a can of tuna from 2020? All right, what about it? All right, as long as that can has been stored properly in a cool, dry place and it's not bulging or anything else, when you open it up, if it still smells like what you believe tuna fish should smell like, I would say that you're probably good to go. I have some in there that are old. I still eat them. A lot of people have this whole fear of eating something past that best buy date. Remember, that is only the date that the company guarantees the freshness of that said product is up to that date. After that, you're on your own. Basically what it means. So as long as you're storing your stuff and you're storing it properly, a lot of things are going to be good way past the best buy date. Like I said, if the can is bulging, if you open it, it has a horrible smell. If it's bulging, don't even open it. Throw it in the trash, discard it, get rid of it, whatever else. If you have rust on your cans or dents, if you have dents or rust, you want to make sure that you're using those products ASAP. That's why it's so important when you're buying your canned goods and stuff that you're expecting every can and looking at them, because you don't want to buy something, if you're putting this into your stockpile, you don't want to buy something that is going to go bad sooner than it should. All right, let's see here. We could get a couple more here. I know it's getting late, folks. We're already past our time. If you have sticks or pine cones, try a solar stove. Yes, I mean, there's a million and one ways that you can cook. So Johnny says you can use a flat cookie sheet and baking pan upside down to bake the bread. That would make sense, Johnny. Yeah, that would make sense. I'd try that. Might take a little bit longer, but I'd try it. I mean, Hey, and then as SHTF situation, you got to do what you can do. I know you can do it on a fire. Let's see here. Exactly. Canned goods do not have expiration dates. It's a freshness date. All right, folks. Whoa. I just jumped way up. Okay. It looks like a lot of people are getting that ready to, they are getting off here. So I know Best Buy dates are a sales gimmick. I would totally agree, Jan. I would totally agree. All right, folks. I'd really like to thank everybody for everything that you do and everything that you have done for um, this channel. You guys are awesome. Uh, please on your way out, hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. You're always welcome to join the members only club. It is not anything that's, you're not going to get anything. You're not going to miss a lot of stuff. All right. It's just extra perks. Um, we also want to make sure that, if you guys, if you do have any questions or if you have any pictures or anything that's going on in your local area, feel free to email me. I like getting the emails and getting the information. Right now, I'm working on putting a batch of email information together into a video. It just takes time. These are things that you just can't just throw it all in there and you're done. It takes time to research some of this stuff and then to edit it and put it all in and get it all going so that it turns out to be a really good video. But you guys can always email me. Like I said, survival preparedness at 69 at gmail.com. And this way here, if you got something you want to talk about, or if you got some pictures or something going on in your area or something you think I should really see, feel free. I never use anybody's name or anything else unless they want me to or tell me to. I keep it all under the curtain there. But the information and stuff I'd like to use and put into videos if the information is something that you want me to share. Sometimes people send me stuff that they do not want me to share and it stays with me. So that's just how that works. Um, Once again, I'd just like to you know, thank you all for everything that you do for this channel and for where we've gone, where we've come from, where we're going. And we just have to make sure that we're getting the word out. It is so important right now for us to get the word out, for people to be prepared because these hard times that are coming, they are going to get even harder. And I don't want people to have to go through anything more than they really have to because you have the power to not have to go through all that type of stuff. You have the power to be prepared. You have the power to gain the knowledge and you have the power to provide and survive. And always you have the power to take care of your family because that is what this channel is about, being able to take care of your family in a time of need. So I'm Survival Preparedness for Beginners. My name is Charles. I'd like to thank all my moderators who are on here tonight. That would be Jan, JT, Coffee First and Speak, and Cassie. I'd like to thank everybody that is a member that was part of this live stream tonight. And I'd like to thank all of you, the viewers, for everything that you do, because without you, the viewer, I wouldn't be sitting here. And I appreciate everything you do. Remember to always comment on videos. It is very important that you put your 2 cents worth of information in, because as I stated, that short comment that you write in there about whatever we're talking about, whatever the video is about, could help somebody out. Just like what I do, you can do it through the comment. It's your choice. I can't make you do it, but please do. Because if we can help one person and then that person can help another person, you see where we're going with this? We'll start helping a lot of people gain the knowledge that they all need. And that's what it's about. So until next Saturday night, folks, like I said, I'm Survival Preparedness for Beginners. I hope you all stay safe. You all have a great week. Thank you for all turning in today. I really do appreciate it. And once again, until next time, till next Saturday night at 8 p.m., I'll catch all of you on the flip side. Good night, all. Thank you for everything.